What's up, everybody? Welcome to SLC Puck. I'm your host, Austin Facer. Lots to talk about today. I'm very excited for today's episode. It is April 30th, 2025. I've been refreshing Twitter frantically to see what else you internet sleuths are going to unearth here in the next little bit. There's been a lot that's happened. It's funny. I was a little nervous for a bit that, we're here in the off season. The Utah Hockey Club hasn't played a game in 2 weeks now. Stanley Cup playoffs are still going very strong, by the way. Big thanks to those of you guys who have entered into the Stanley Cup bracket challenge, the SLC Puck Stanley Cup bracket challenge. That was a tongue twister. I just checked the standings. Guess who's on tippy top right now for the time being? This guy, yours truly, leading the pack of 78. I don't think that'll last forever, though, unfortunately. So I think we'll do the second chance challenge when the time comes for that after the first round. But just a reminder, SLC Puck, right? We do this every Wednesday, Sunday. I think I have a feeling that SLC Puck is going to be happening even more often than that. As you can see, we're in a new studio. Sorry, I'm just going to get through these house cleaning items really quick. Housekeeping, excuse me. I've been house cleaning for quite a while now. Getting this new studio ready to go. You see, it looks a lot like the previous one. It's a little bit cleaner, though. And like I said, we have some technological advancements. That's a different TV, and it's smaller. So that's the advancement there. And I don't have the PlayStation hooked up to it yet. So again, this is a work in progress. It'll come together soon, but I don't want to skip an episode, right? I owe you guys that, especially with so much to talk about. But hey, I know a lot of you guys might be tuning in for the first time, or maybe you're a long-time listener. If you want to support the show, a great way to do that, I've got all these links in the description that you can go to support SLC Puck. You can follow me on social. You can subscribe to YouTube. That'd be great. Or you could go to slcpuck.shop. And just if you're interested, I have this shirt that I just whipped up. It's just crazy little idea I had. It's a Mammoth punk rocker playing hockey. Just if you're interested in any Mammoth related merchandise at this time, slcpuck.shop is your place to go. But anyway, like I was saying, lots to talk about tonight. So let's just jump right in to our lead story. I have a journalism background. I know it just looks like I just do some tomfoolery. I'm sarcastic into a microphone twice a week. That's what I do, right? But I'm formally trained in journalism, and the key principle in good journalism is you never want to bury the lead. You want to get to the most important details first, right? And of course, the biggest story this week, the thing that we've all been talking about, is that our good friend Jackson Stauber has signed a 2-year, two-way contract with the Utah Hockey Club, Tucson Roadrunners. So he's going to be a great emergency option for the Utah Hockey Club. Maybe we'll see him in action if Karel Vejmelka is unavailable. Perhaps we're not sure how long how far Connor Ingram is going to be from getting back to the team. He's in the player assistance program. I'm kidding, of course, you frickin' rascals. Here it's Wednesday. I have a feeling the last 24 hours have been quite tumultuous at Smith Entertainment Group, at the Utah Hockey Club. Big announcements, some intended, some less intended. But the Utah Hockey Club has been in the news quite a bit this week already. Like I said, in the last 24 hours, less than that actually, probably about 20, maybe 21 hours. Of course, what I'm referring to first and foremost is the apparent leak of the Utah Hockey Club's permanent identity, the nickname. Again, when I said I'm frantically refreshing Twitter to see what else you internet sleuths are coming up with, the person I'm really checking, and I want to give this guy his flowers. He's been a great listener of the show since day one, is Jazzy Pinkman. He caught this first, as far as I could tell. As you can see, he was so excited he misspelled guys. Hey, I've been there. Guys, this is not a drill. The Utah Hockey Club YouTube has changed their name to UtahMammoth. Oh my! And we see a screenshot here. And I'll be totally real. You know, that's the @ thing that goes in the URL after YouTube.com. That's what that is. That is not nothing. It was interesting to watch this play out last night on the 29th on a Tuesday. Again, like I said, I'm pretty sure Jazzy Pinkman had this first, doing some internet sleuthing, noticed this immediately, took the screenshot, posted it online. Within a matter of minutes, I think Utah hockey Twitter and even a good share of, you know, the national media was kind of blowing up with this revelation. ESPN picked it up very quickly. All the local news outlets did a little story on this. I saw this firsthand myself. I went to the Utah Hockey Club's YouTube page where I saw UtahMammoth. I saw that with my own two eyes. I know people within the organization saw it at that time as well. I think some of them. Here's the thing. I don't think necessarily everybody in the organization knows what's happening with the name. The person who I brought it up with, I was like, what the heck? They thought it might be a hack because they found that to be very surprising. But as I was saying, it was really interesting to watch this progress. Within a matter of a few minutes, the YouTube page had been taken down or privatized or nuked. It's back now. And we'll watch a video on the Utah Hockey Club's YouTube page here in just a second. Oh, hi, there's Josh Doan and Michael Kesselring trying swig. Delicious. I could go for a swig right now, I'll tell you that. Pretty thirsty. But you can see now it's been replaced. It says Utah Hockey Club again, but the damage may have been done. An inadvertent boo-boo is how I'm interpreting this. You know, I after this as this was kind of coming to fruition, I asked my guy Ryan Miller. You can see Ryan, he did a story on this for KSL.com. I asked him if he was looking into this, if he was speaking to the Utah Hockey Club's public relations department. He said that they were gonna circle this up the ladder. This was again above their pay grade was what Ryan was told. Ryan and the rest of the media spoke with the Utah Hockey Club, Smith Entertainment Group leadership and asked them about this. And I can see here a quote by Ryan here. Progress quote from Mike Mon, SEG executive. He's Ryan Smith's right-hand man at SEG. Progress continues on exploring all three of the name options that were chosen as finalists by our fans. Again, that was Utah Hockey Club, Utah Outlaws, and UtahMammoth. SEG executive Mon said when asked about the YouTube hiccup, "We're fully on track to announce a permanent name and identity ahead of the 2025-2026 NHL season and look forward to sharing that with our fans." He didn't confirm the name was going to be Mammoth, but he also didn't deny that the YouTube change had occurred, writes Ryan. So did someone jump the gun? Was the team squatting on the handle just in case? Time will tell. But certainly, a big, I guess, tell, I think, from inadvertently from the Utah Hockey Club. So very, very interesting moment here. My first reaction was when I saw this last night was, wow, holy, like, I wasn't totally surprised that Mammoth appeared to be the chosen name. That didn't surprise me. I think the means of the leak was surprising to me. And Ryan had a funny tweet. He's like, I figured it was going to be some Fanatics employee, snapping a picture of some merch or something to leak the name, but not the YouTube channel getting leaked, right? So it was a little bit of an unforced error there by the Utah Hockey Club. So again, I was like, my reaction was this. I was like, not surprised that it appeared that Mammoth perhaps was going to be the name. I also felt badly for whoever made that move on YouTube to, I guess, perhaps squat on the handle. Like I said, an inadvertent mistake. I think this was probably an unforced error, and the fact that they're not denying that that this was kind of a tell, I think is telling itself, and the national media, I'll note this, has kind of taken off with this. I saw a story on ESPN.com today. Just about every hockey podcast in North America is talking about this right now. So the cat's out of the bag. I mean, I'll just tell you, like, quite frankly, like, there's no way that Mammoth is not the name at this point. I'm sure the merch is made up. I'm sure the jerseys are probably made up. There's probably like a really cool announcement video, some plans for like a big party that are being produced and made. So I'm sure it's a little disappointing to SEG executives like Mike Mon and Ryan Smith that the name is sort of, didn't have its grand entrance into the ball that they were hoping for. I feel really badly for whoever made that unforced error. I'm sure that was not a very fun phone call for them to get at 11:30 in the evening last night. I'm sure, like the look, like the feeling that I'm sure they had just was like, would have to be the worst pit in their stomach, like, imaginable. So I feel very bad for this person, whoever that was. I'm sure that was probably a less than fun conversation that they had to have, and a horrific realization. Here's what I really hope that the Utah Hockey Club and Smith Entertainment Group do now. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. This is the name. I truly think that this is a big tell. And hey, maybe it was a hack. They should say that. If it was a hack, they would say it, right? But they didn't. So, oh, look, ESPN notification. Utah announces the name is... I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but that was an ESPN notification. Here's what I really hope happens with the Utah Hockey Club. They need to lean into this. This would be my advice. There is a way to make this funny and a part of the lore and the story with the name. I mean, I think there's been such a terrific embrace of this name, or like no one is like not excited about this name from what I can tell. I do see some people complaining on the Facebook groups. There's always people complaining on the Facebook groups. There's people on the Facebook groups, and by the way, all the names have changed on the Facebook groups already. It's very funny. It used to say Utah Hockey Club fans. Now all the admins of those pages have changed it to UtahMammoth. So we're all in on it, right? But I think there's people in these groups who are still finding out that like there's a new hockey team here and they play at Delta Center, and that Delta Center is closed for renovation, and more on that in just a sec. Hey guys, let me interrupt the show really quick to remind you that I'm partnering with Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelry to give you guys an incredible deal. You got to just scan that QR code, hit send on the message that comes in, and you're automatically entered into a raffle, a giveaway for a $250 gift card. We give away a different gift card, a new gift card, for every single episode of the show. So we've given away like 20, maybe even 30, an uncountable number of gift cards so far to the great listeners at SLC Puck. And guess what else? You don't even need a win to be a part of this great partnership. All you got to do, roll into either one of these stores, Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers at Trolley Square or Jonathan's Jewelry in Cottonwood Heights. Just drop the name SLC Puck. They'll knock $100 off your purchase, and they've got some incredible stuff. They have like this antique like wave come in, like all this new like estate sales, like lots of terrific vintage jewelry. If I was one who was looking for a ring for a certain special somebody in my life, and I'm not, I would look for one of those rings at Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers or Jonathan's Jewelry. That's where I would go. And I would mention SLC Puck too. I would wear the hat. I would say, hey, I'm the guy. May I participate in the discount? And they would say yes, and they would give me $100 off. It's that easy. You can have that same deal. So make sure you do that. We really appreciate these guys for their great support of SLC Puck and hockey in Utah. And hey, let's get back to the show. But again, what I really hope Utah Hockey Club does, and I think this would be a big help for this person, whoever made the call to squat on this handle without knowing that it would be made public. Find a way to blend it into the announcement. Have that person make the announcement. Like put some kind of like oopsie daisy kind of like skit into the video. Make it a joke. Make it fun. At this point, I think that would be a terrific way to turn this, like, probably, again, like, I'm sure the hope and the dream of the executives was to shock the world with this announcement. That I think that's kind of off the table right now. It's, again, we know what the name's going to be. I think there's nothing would shock me more at this point than if they pivot to Utah Hockey Club at this point. So yeah, make it fun, make it funny. Find a way to add a little brevity, a little levity to the situation. I think we'll see. I hope that's being talked about right now. I have predicted that the formal announcement for the team's name would happen before the NHL draft, which is in late June. They might need to expedite that timeline, whatever timeline they had, or maybe just to get like a skit together, when they can get that skit together, throw it in the announcement video, make it part of the announcement. I think the fact that someone was squatting on this name at this point on April 29th is a sign that the name is coming very, very soon. So Monday is the NHL draft lottery, I believe. So it could be something that maybe they want the ping pong. Maybe they want to unveil one of the ping pong balls and have the Mammoth logo that our friend Nick Archer put together. Who knows? That'd be great. But yeah, let's not pretend like Mammoth's not the name anymore. Let's find a way to make it fun, right? And I know like formal announcements are very anticipated, very great. I'll say this it is probably not going to happen the way they want it to now. But hey, oh well. This team's going to be here for a while. The joke is going to be here for a while. Make it a joke. Make it fun. The other great announcement, again, we have no shortage of things to talk about today on April 30th, 2025. The Utah Hockey Club, and we're going back to their YouTube channel. And oh my gosh, they switched the handle to Utah Outlaws while we were away. I'm kidding, folks. We can see here the announcement today, the formal announcement, the one that was prepared and slotted for today, was the Delta Center renovation plans. We finally see renderings. We finally have an idea of what's going to happen here. There's been a lot of news around Delta Center as well. Smith Entertainment Group completed their purchase of a lot of property around the area, including the Salt Lake Convention Center, or the Salt Palace, which they're going to shrink to almost a third of its size, which I think is a terrific move. Salt Palace sucks as is, and I think that's going to be a big part of their downtown transformation plan on 3rd West and all that good stuff, right? But the Delta Center renovation, that's the linchpin for all this. They put together this really slick video here. I have it rolling here right now. If you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, you might be missing this. But on YouTube, again, it's a slick video. Ryan Smith's talking right here. Yep, Delta Center built in 1991. Built with basketball only in mind. They had no idea they were going to have NHL hockey here. But we can see, the Jazz have made it a home. It's been a very intimate venue. That's kind of the crux what they're talking about. There's been a lot of great Olympic events there as well. And I'm just going to skip forward here. Jim Olson, who's I think the president of the Delta Center, is talking about this. And they get into the plans here. Jim Olson's president of the Jazz, excuse me. So I'm just going to mute this here. So again, like this part right here that I'm going to show you guys, this really helps you visualize the issue that made the Delta Center a less than ideal venue for NHL hockey last year with the 1-goal seating. I think there's a really terrific visual here. So watch this here. You'll see this. Jim's talking here. And the issue is spelled out very clearly. They've obviously had very smart people working on the issue. You can see here the obstructed views, but the basketball capacity. Look, you see that dotted line around the Jazz court right there? that's what they're dealing with when it comes to like the difference between a basketball court and an ice rink. Like the ice rink is just magnificently bigger. So it creates all kinds of sightline issues within the building. So you can see the expansion there, like that. Like that's a big issue. They've got to find a way to make that fit in there. And they did find a very creative solution here. This guy works for SCI. It's the engineering firm that they contracted to come up with a solution. And it's really quite genius, actually. I'm very interested in seeing how this comes together. I mean, here's the big issue, right? Delta Center, such a great venue for basketball, and the reason for that is because it's very steep, right, in the lower bowl and the upper bowl, all the way. Like I've heard so many NBA teams talk about how it feels like the fans are right on top of the players. And again, that just is a testament to the compactness and the steepness of the bowl. But again, it doesn't bode well for hockey, because I noticed this when I went to Honda Center in October. I was like, it's way more open. Like the steepness is not, it's a lot flatter, right, in terms of the sight line. So it's a completely different venue. But they found this really unique solution where the seating risers are going to be able to change. And I'll just put this back on the screen here. They're going to be able to retract, for different settings, for basketball, for hockey. The seat grade is going to change. It's gonna be really shifting technology. So you're gonna see, like, for basketball, the seats might be up here, but you'll see those same seats go down here for hockey in the lower bowl. It's a really brilliant solution. I showed a picture on the last episode of the renovation that was happening in lower bowl. It seems to be that's what's happening. And we finally have our first look at what the inside of the new Delta Center is going to be. And in addition, they also said that they're going to raise the floor 2 feet, which will help boost the views for everyone in the building. So again, like a really, really brilliant engineering solution. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of dust, 3 summers of work. In this video, Ryan also talks a lot about how he sees the Delta Center as like the key to the community in Salt Lake City. He's totally right about that. I think that was like why the leadership really pushed for this to stay in Salt Lake City. There was an effort at first to build a new arena elsewhere. I've heard maybe Sandy, but leadership from the government, put their foot down, said we're doing this in Delta Center, and Smith Entertainment Group came up with a terrific solution here. They're also going to add a big old parking garage in the back, which has probably been very sorely needed. So that Triad Center parking lot is going to see a lot less business. But again, the renovation is going to be fantastic. I greatly appreciate the fact that Smith Entertainment Group is showing us these renderings. Again, I'm just showing you the views here. I'll add one thing here. I don't know if these are the final renderings. We've seen Ryan talk a lot about how he really likes the wall of fans that the Clippers have at the Intuit Dome. I saw someone put a leaked rendering of that on Twitter. This has been a bad week for leaks. Let's just say that. It's very porous over there at the vault. And so I wonder if we'll see another announcement of the wall there. But again, I think it's really cool. I think the retractable seating makes a lot of sense. There will be no more single goal views, is what Ryan Smith said in the video. So very terrific stuff there. I am very excited to see this come to life, to see a new Delta Center, to experience it. I was me and my mom and my sister, the executive producers of the show, we talk so much about how we spent, like, it feels like years of our lives at Delta Center, just for various reasons. We're very familiar with that building. It's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's kind of become very comfortable for us. I'm excited to try something new. I've been to other arenas, right? I think a lot of people who are sports fans have been out and about and seen the way other teams and other cities and other markets do their arenas. It always feels kind of fun and exciting to see a new arena. Even Honda Center, which it was built probably around the same time as Delta Center, has had a couple facelifts. It's going to have another facelift, right? This is like a big moment for sports arenas and stadiums in the United States. What I've always heard is that like you can expect a stadium to have like a lifespan of about 30 years before it kind of gets a little stale and probably needs to be replaced or completely redone, renovated. That fits the timeline for Delta Center. I think we're seeing a lot like the Nashville Predators also announced plans to renovate their arena. The Honda Center, like I said, I'm sure there's others if I were to stop and think about it. But this is the Delta Center's time. This is Utah's time to get a new building. I think it looks great. I think it's fun. The team that's going to fill that arena, it's going to be two teams, actually. It's going to be the Utah Jazz for one, and the second is going to, I believe, be the UtahMammoth. So very excited about that. I let's expect an announcement on the name soon. I think that's safe. But again, I am hopeful that it'll be done in a fun and playful way. I think that's how you make the most of like what could be like a sticky situation. So anyway, tell me what you guys think of the new SLC Puck Studios. This is just a small fraction of what we're doing to revamp SLC Puck for season 2. I'm here in the basement in the studio, and it's going to be basically 4 walls of SLC Puck fun. I'm looking at all the different stuff. It's going to create all kinds of new possibilities for content. This is my version of the Delta Center renovation is happening here in my mother's basement, and I'm very excited to show it off to you guys. So again, let me know what you guys think. We'll do a full tour when the space is complete. We're getting close, so stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for tuning in to SLC Puck. We'll have a lot more to talk about. This was just kind of the big story of the last 24 hours. Again, new episodes every Sunday and Wednesday, and perhaps more stuff soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also don't forget to follow me on social media at SLC Puck. Follow the bracket challenge. I'm number 1 for now. I'm enjoying that while I can. Stanley Cup playoffs are going on. The Carolina Hurricanes have moved on. The Florida Panthers, thank you. Excuse me. I was searching for the name of the team that won the Stanley Cup last year. The Florida Panthers are moving on, and we'll talk more about that soon. We appreciate you guys. Later.